Damn it. The Shallows. All I want is a good shark movie. I have been rooting for a good shark movie for as long as I can remember. Why? Because sharks are awesome. They're terrifying. You can be scared to go in the water the same way you're scared to turn the lights out when you watch a scary movie. But unfortunately, The Shallows isn't that movie. This movie has one major problem. It has a complete lack of direction. Part of it wants to be a survival-based story in the vein of 127 Hours. Part of it wants to be a fun shark movie, and part of it is just a Blake Lively photo shoot. Let's start with a shark, because let's face it, that's who we're there to see. Does it look good? Yes. Do we see it a lot? No! Why don't we see the shark? We are there to see the shark. In some movies, I get it. You don't want to show the monster in the movie. You want to have a little, clever, subtle reveals of it. But this is a shark. We know what sharks look like. There's no mystery behind it. So why aren't you showing us the shark? As for Blake Lively, she does a fine job. I mean, it's basically just her and the shark. There's a few other minor characters in the film, but they're barely in it at all. So I will give her credit for holding the movie from an entertainment purpose. But is her character particularly compelling? No. Does she do an amazing job? No. She's just sort of serviceable and fine. They do attempt to give her character a little bit of backstory that sort of connects into events that happen later. But you just sort of sit there and you say, yeah, I don't really care. Where's the shark? It definitely seems like they're going for the serious survival-based story in this film, but you can only do that kind of style if you're a tremendously talented filmmaker. If you look at something like 127 Hours, Danny Boyle used so many brilliant, clever, and subtle directorial methods that made the film interesting when you're just focused on this one character. And this movie just isn't that well directed. The reason I say part of this movie felt like a Blake Lively photo shoot is because there's at least 8 to 12 slow-mo close-up shots of her doing something irrelevant. She'll be wiping water off her face standing on the beach and it's just... It's like, why is that there? It honestly feels like the director was like, we need this movie to be a little bit longer. Should we just throw in a lot of close-up shots so we can add a few minutes to our runtime? It just did not fit the story. And I say part of this feels like a fun shark movie because the climax gets a little bit goofy and a little bit silly. And when you combine that with the tone of the first half, which they attempt to approach pretty seriously, it just kind of creates this awkward mess that doesn't really flow together. Ultimately, I would describe The Shallows in 2 words. Wasted potential. I saw elements that could have made a really great survival-based shark movie, but unfortunately there's just not the talent behind this film to make that idea come to fruition. When you attempt these survival-based, isolated stories focused on one character, you need everything in your film to go right. You need great characters, great minimal dialogue, great visuals, a great score, great pacing, and that just didn't happen in this movie. There's a couple good elements, but you need everything to click when you're relying on one character to keep the audience engaged. So what ultimately happens when you miss the mark on that tone is that you end up enjoying something like Deep Blue Sea a lot more because at least it has this fun, goofy tone all the way throughout. When a movie can't hit on its tone consistently, it just is a confusing puzzle that you don't enjoy. The Shallows is by no means a terrible movie. It's just not something that's going to be memorable, and it's not something that you need to rush out and go see. The Shallows receives Mission Irrelevant. So, what did you guys think about The Shallows? And has anyone actually ever encountered a shark in real life? Because if you have, I want to hear the story. Because why? Sharks are awesome. Whatever you think, comment below and let me know. And if you like this video, click like. Thanks for watching, and until next time, see you later.